I'm just going to look at you and be really intense, and that's how I am.
Welcome to the Too Old or Pure Gold Movie Podcast. In today's episode, we're discussing the 1996 classic comedy movie Kingpin. The format of our podcast, two Gen Xers rewatch beloved movies from our youth to find out, are they really as good as we remember? To help us debate and ultimately pass judgment, we ask our millennial co-hosts to watch these movies for the first time and help us determine, are they too old or pure gold? I'm your host, Olen vanderleeden, representing Gen X. Joining me today is my Gen X co-host, Mathew Stockton.
Hello.
Representing the millennials this week, we have comedian and host of the Absolutely Obscure podcast, Josh Fleming.
Thanks for having me back.
And we also have talented comedian Will Corry joining us.
Oh, that's so nice of you. Thanks, Olen. Happy to be here.
And before we get into this episode, just a reminder that we need your support to grow this podcast, so please remember to like, follow, subscribe, and maybe tell a friend.
Shout out to Iran, by the way. I know their internet's not working right now, but I know they love this pod.
It's true. Josh, did we tell you that?
No, I had no idea.
We have a not insignificant audience in the Middle East.
Wow.
Not just Iran, Saudi Arabia. It's weird.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Congrats.
Shout out to all of you in the Middle East. Thanks for listening.
Yeah, it's cool.
That is cool.
Today's movie is the 1996 comedy movie Kingpin. Kingpin stars Bill Murray, Randy Quaid, and Woody Harrelson. The movie is directed by the Farrelly Brothers, who are famous for their breakout movie Dumb and Dumber. After this, they went on to become comedy legends, making movies like There's Something About Mary and Shallow Hal, both good films. The tagline from this movie poster is, "You wouldn't want to meet these pinheads in an alley." IMDb describes the film as an amateur state bowling champion whose professional aspirations are prematurely dashed when he gets Munsoned, hopes to ride a new bowling prodigy to success and riches by becoming his manager. Now, for those of you that have not seen the movie, I asked my 93-year-old dad to watch Kingpin and summarize the plot. I'm sure he's going to love this.
This movie starts when a young bowler, Roy Munson, loses his hand in a bowling machine. It happened when a pretend friend arranges a high-stakes bet with a tough group. When the tough guys lose, they want their money back. But the so-called friend left Roy alone, and his whole life spiraled downward. He meets an Amish man named Ishmael, who was a brilliant but innocent bowler. He tries to convince Ishmael that he needs a manager and that he could become the winner of the $1 million Reno bowling tournament. Ishmael finally agrees. After all that, the two go on a trip with all kinds of unexpected worldly experiences. And guess what? They make it to Reno, and Roy wins the prize. On his return home, the community celebrates with a great song and dance party. They all have a great time, and so will you.
Sometimes I like Hank's descriptions of the movies more than the movies themselves.
Absolutely.
Yeah, me too. He nailed it with Action Jackson.
I'm always impressed with his ability to remember these character names off of one watch. I can't believe it.
I know.
I'm so bad at that.
I know.
Hank's the best, man.
He is the best.
Why are you calling him Hank? Isn't his name Peter?
It is. For some reason I thought it was Hank, so we've all started calling him Hank.
Okay. Well, I love Hank too. He's awesome.
Because I know where I grew up, big Dutch community, and a few of the Dutch elder men were named Hank, so I just call him Hank.
Love it. By the way, little side note, Olen, you can cut this if you want, but at Christmas time, I was making everyone espresso martinis, and Olen's sister was like, "Ooh, I'd like one," and I was like, "Yeah, go for it." And so I made her one, and then your dad, Hank, was like, "What are those?" And I go, "It's espresso martini." He goes, "Oh, I'll have one too." And then I was like, "You sure?" And he's like, yeah. And I made him one, and Olen's like, he does not know that there's vodka in that. Like, he just thinks it's like a coffee drink.
Oh, no.
And I made him a stiff espresso martini.
Yeah, he was quite surprised.
Did you enjoy it?
He drank it.
I think he liked it, yeah.
I think he liked it. Okay, guys, Kingpin, what did you think?
Loved it.
Someone else go first. I got stuff to say.
I was a big fan. I've wanted to watch this for a long, long time, and I was kind of just waiting. I'm a big physical media guy, so I was waiting to. But it's so expensive to buy anywhere, so I just kind of put it off until I needed a reason to watch it, and so I was happy to finally do that. I think if you're a Farrelly Brothers fan, I mean, Dumb and Dumber will always be their top of the top, I think, but it's right behind it in my opinion.
Well, let me say, I'll go next. So maybe this is not my absolute favorite comedy movie of all times, but after watching it again, and this is about my third watch, this is definitely in my top 10 of all time. I mean, this movie is...
Oh, my
This
God.
movie is so funny, and there's so many small gags and moments in it that I really think you could watch it over and over again and find a new thing every time.
Oh God.
Yep. And I'm going to go further, and you guys are the comedians, so you can correct me, but what I noticed this time is I think that there's, I don't know if comedy depth is a thing, but I said comedy depth. I made that term up, but what I mean is that not only are the main characters funny, but the secondary characters are funny, the background characters are funny, the props are funny, and they gave it 100%, right down to the small details. It was, to me, total comedy immersion.
Okay.
And shout out to Woody Harrelson. Not only can he be funny, but he totally brings the emotion to the role as well. And just a note, Will, before you go.
I'm gonna go before Will. Will was gonna put the punctuation on what I said.
Funny story though is Kim watched it with me, and she reminded me that the first time we watched this movie, we did not like it. The second time we watched this movie, we loved it, and said like, "What were we thinking the first time?" And then this was my third watch, and I absolutely love this movie.
So, I wrote this down because I didn't want to be too much of a bitch. So.
Had to gather your thoughts.
Because I've decided to be less mean. Kingpin is a comedy that you put on because it's on, not because you've actually planned to watch it. And I think that it's fundamentally harmless, but also fundamentally not very good at all. I do not think this is a misunderstood classic. I think it's there's a decent hanging points with occasional laughs, but it's like padded. It's this padded thing to a full-length feature film for some reason. And you finish it kind of checking the time and wondering what else is on. Like, if I was just doom scrolling, flicking, trying to find something to watch, which I often do, and put this on, I would probably have lasted for about 4.5 minutes before I put something else on. I'd watch another episode of Murder, She Wrote instead. Will.
Okay. I gotta say, I was extremely disappointed because, like I always do for these movies, I went in blind. And with the title Kingpin, I didn't know it was a comedy. I thought it was going to be some sort of crime,
drug thing,
drug lord, criminal enterprise situation.
This is a Marvel origin story.
Exactly.
And so then it was like, oh, it's a comedy. And opening scene, the dad's like, oh, I'll play with you, son. And he's bowling in the backyard. I thought that was hilarious. So I was like, okay.
The fake out catch, that was great.
Yeah, so right away, the first bit, I was like, okay, it's a comedy, it's funny. Woody Harrelson opening credits. I was like, oh, I like Woody in comedy, so this is going to go well. But holy shit, you know how I feel about 90-minute plus comedies. This is an hour 54 runtime. And yeah, it sucks. It sucks as a movie. I love the Farrelly Brothers. Dumb and Dumber's up there. Something About Mary. I actually didn't know they did Shallow Hal, and I love that one too.
Yeah, that's a great movie.
But this one, just chuck it in the bin. I did not care for most of it. There are bits. I had favorite parts.
There are bits, yeah.
But I just was like, damn, this drags. And then, okay, we'll get into it, but I did not like it.
I am so surprised. I can tell you guys, I thought this was going to be a slam dunk. I thought everybody was going to love it because I just, I watch it and I go, that's funny, that's funny, that's funny, that's funny. I didn't have 60 seconds without getting a laugh.
Yeah, I'm a big fan. I think it has a lot of small little gags, which are always my favorite. Even just as much as his rubber hand squeaking every time he touches a finger on it, I think is funny.
I mean, just shit like that's funny.
Well,
I don't know. Not my favorite. Not my favorite.
Okay, well, we can move pretty quickly into the categories, but first of all, I like a movie that can be funny and have some genuine sweet moments in it. And I guess if you weren't bought into the story, it wouldn't have done anything for you, but it did for me. I thought it was a very nice movie. And the Farrelly Brothers, I mean, they definitely owned this decade for comedies, right?
When did this come out?
96.
96.
96? Okay.
See, and that's interesting, Olen, because the Farrelly Brothers, I do not like the majority of their movies. It's just not my type of humor.
Something About Mary doesn't do it for you?
The Come in the Thing was funny, but other than that, I can't remember anything.
Coming in the Thing is always funny. That's what we know.
Yeah.
I also have to say, I can't believe it's come up twice now, but Shallow Hal, oof, no thanks.
Oh, really? Yeah. See, I like Shallow Hal. It's got that funny and that sweetness as well. Okay. How do we feel about bowling as a sport in general?
I love bowling.
Great.
I like bowling.
Do you think it would be a good career?
If you could make some money at it. Do you remember Bowling for Dollars, the Canadian show? So, guys, back in the day when we had back in the day when we had like television in Ontario. Anyway, Olen, maybe you didn't get this. There were rules of Canadian content, so they would make just desperate to make Canadian content to fill the quotas. And there's one show called Bowling for $, yay! And people would bowl and like win $50, and that was the TV show. It was the best, and I used to, the 12-year-old me watching Bowling for $.
Oh, that is hilarious.
That's good.
No, I like bowling. It's always a good time. Everyone
Yeah.
gets involved. You can put a funny name on the screen.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
have you ever seen that famous bowling clip of the guy like winning like his 5th
Yes.
tournament or whatever? And
I was gonna say that.
it's so funny. It basically is Bill Murray, which is hilarious because
Yeah.
he just freaks out and he's like, "I'm the best in the world. Who's the man? You're not. I am." It's like,
Yeah, no,
I've not seen that.
Who
It
do you
sounds
think
so
you
good.
are? I am.
he's like
It's
not
so
even
good.
speaking proper. It's great.
And then there's another clip of that
And
guy.
it's
I gotta
bowling.
find his name. But there's another clip of that guy where they're just interviewing him like post match or something, and he says, "All you love me or hate me, all you could do was watch." It's such a great line. I was
you
like,
remember,
oh my god.
you know the most watched sport of all time, bowling.
Yeah.
Have I told you guys this story on this show? So my mom and I won like best couple bowling trophy. So I was young, but I was a really good bowler. So I'd go
That's
with my
so
mom.
cute.
We'd bowl together, and my mom won best female bowler. And she gave me there's like a little statue on the top of the woman bowling, right? She kind of had the same haircut of my mom, but it eventually went up in my closet one day as a young teenager. I was like, took it down and looked at it, and it suddenly dawned on me that when you win a trophy, when I was a little kid, I thought they make a little statue of you.
Yes.
And put it on the trophy, and I honestly thought that was a little statue of my mom until I saw it years later and realized that I used to think that.
This looks nothing like her.
And the disappointment that it's not, that they don't go through the effort to make a little statue of you on the top of the trophy was one of those moments in life where the world just was a little bit less sparkly.
Nice.
Damn.
Well,
Tragic.
Olin doesn't know what to do with that. Moving on.
Cut.
noted. It's like cut here.
Come on, these are lovely insights, and this is a bowling episode,
No,
so you keep that in, you bastard.
I'm into it.
I will keep it in, and thanks for my cold open. I just want to talk, because comedy movie, I want to talk about two guys in the movie here. First of all, Bill Murray. I love
Unreal.
Bill Murray.
Yeah,
and
me too.
Evil Bill Murray is my
Yes.
favorite.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I loved with Ernie McCracken. I love that
And the name Ernie McCracken is
He-
hilarious.
he never
character.
relented. There wasn't one moment where he said like, "Oh, okay." Like maybe I'll ease up. He was just unrelenting.
Yeah, he was bad all the way through.
Yes. I loved, right out of the gate, one of my favorite is him being like, "Hey." And then an old lady being like, "Hey." And he's like, "Not you." Talking to the attractive women at the table. So funny.
Oh, he had so many good lines. Like,
Or he told the waitress, he's like, "Yeah, come go back and wash that perfume off before you come back to us." It's so funny.
I had that in favorite lines.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Bill Murray's great, and this is one of my favorite roles of his for sure. What about Randy Quaid? What do you think about Randy Quaid as a comedian?
He's great in the vacation
No.
movies, but that's about it that I've seen. I mean,
I thought he played his part really well as like a naive,
Yeah.
gullible Amish guy.
by
And,
that I meant I liked seeing him in another movie that he made me laugh in anyway. I thought he was pretty good at his role.
I think he's funny, and especially when you find out that both Bill Murray and Randy Quaid, they ad-libbed all of their lines.
Wow.
Like so,
Damn.
so all of those funny lines were just off the cuff, and so it's pretty talented for those guys to do.
Pretty good.
Okay, so best parts of this movie. So obviously, I love Bill Murray, but for me, I talked about the secondary characters in this. Like, there's so many good ones, and I'm gonna shout out to Sex for Rent scene. When he had to bang that old lady for his rent, and the line that goes with that, you really jarred something loose there, Tiger.
Also, unbelievable fake vomiting by Woody Harrelson. Like, he actually had stuff coming out of his mouth for a couple different takes. That was pretty great.
Yeah.
I kind of have a funny story about this, because I kind of misremembered why I know I started this movie as a kid. I don't think the humor was quite there. I would have been like 8, so I don't think I quite appreciated the humor at that time. But one of the reasons I definitely didn't finish it was the landlord lady, when she does the symbol with her 2 fingers and the tongue in between. I mimicked that as a young 8-year-old, and my parents were like, "Never ever do that outside of this house, ever." It's like, oh.
And
Nice.
have you done it outside the house?
Of course, I did it like the next day. I was like, "Hey, guess what? I found a new thing that parents don't like."
I mean, that scene was so funny, and they really leaned into the raunchiness. And then even just the moment when she's putting her stockings back on, kind of that graduate type scene where you see her varicose veins and her saggy, dirty underwear, was disgusting.
The scene right before that where, like, he plans the mugging with his friends.
Yes.
Like, I actually didn't see the twist when he caught the mugger. I was like, oh, this guy's actually got some heart. And then he's like, yeah, did you have to throw the coffee in my face? Like,
Well,
I was like, that's pretty good, actually.
Also, getting caught and then throwing another cup of hot coffee in his face.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
That was pretty good.
The best parts for me were just Bill Murray as Ernie McCracken was one of the best parts.
Yeah, I
think
appreciated Woody Harrelson too.
I think he can do comedy and he can do acting. He's a great actor.
And the looseness of the film, there's like, I didn't enjoy it, but there was a casual confidence to the film. Like it was well put together, just in terms of directing, I think, so that was good. And I think a few of the jokes genuinely landed. It just as a whole movie, it didn't work for me.
Well, I want to talk about two more minor characters in this. The priest, Bowling for Money is my only vice. That guy,
Slaps the waitress
Yeah.
on the ass
Yeah.
with the whiskey.
So great.
that guy was great, and I always got to shout out Chris Elliott. He was only in it for a brief moment, but he's funny in everything he does.
Who's that? Who did he play?
He was the guy at the craps table.
Oh, yeah.
He was doing the indecent proposal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry,
Gotcha.
I thought we were doing
Gotcha.
best parts.
We are doing best parts.
Okay.
Another best part was right before the mugging scene. Roy is like Gucci gooey and the baby in the car,
Oh,
and then he
spilling
spills his
the
coffee on her.
a baby.
Oh.
So funny.
Hilarious.
That's very funny.
Yep.
That is funny.
Well, I had. If you guys don't,
I feel bad that's like one of the funniest parts for me.
It's sometimes nice seeing something in a movie that you could never laugh at in real life.
Oh,
But
yeah.
you can you can see.
I mean,
the humor in
I'll go out and say it. Anytime kids hurt themselves, it's funny. We can all agree, I think.
it's hilarious. Well, I had that Will in best parts too, but if you guys don't mind, I had a list. I was just trying to keep a list of the smaller gags that I liked. So here's a list: counting fingers on a rubber hand, bending them
Yes.
backwards.
Yep.
Hilarious. Dog tug of war with your hand, and then it slaps you in the face when he lets go. The Amish grandmother with the beard.
That was mine. That was on mine.
Oh,
Yeah. Loved it. Loved that part.
crapping in a urinal.
It's good. That was a good
He's
reveal.
like,
that.
I don't need your help. I know what I'm doing in the big city. The sheep distracting the bowling farmers. So funny.
And I like her being slightly sad about it. Like she's like, oh, it didn't work.
Yeah.
There was something good about Ishmael's complete lack of irony. Could be funny at times, and I think Roy losing his hand was hilarious in that the movie just quickly moves past it, but
Yeah.
then makes like there's no melodrama. It's just immediate.
Cut to
and
17 years later on this guy. Yeah.
Yeah, and then you have like all the little like the sound and everything like that, and Ernie McCracken's hair reveal is.
Oh, the hair was the best. That was so good. Another scene I liked is when they were together the second time with the Amish kid trying to scam people and he got in trouble. And afterwards the girl says, "You didn't need to punch him." "Hey, I was just protecting him." "You didn't have to have beers with them after." "I didn't want them to figure out we were in cahoots." "You didn't have to rub Tabasco in his eyes."
Yeah, that was great.
That scene was good.
That scene is probably, that reminds me of like the directors being like, okay, we got the bit, but like let's add one more thing. Like just try this and like then say this one. Like just kind of hammering a bit until it's all the juice is squeezed out.
Any other best parts before we move on?
I'll do my small bits. Putting on your coat and your hook hand, ripping your sleeve. Great.
Yes.
Also, I don't know if this is me reading too much into wanting there to be. He especially in that baby spilling coffee scene, he had his fly down. I think it's funny, the concept of a man with a hook for hand not being able to always do up his fly. I really like the.
That's good.
Yeah, I like the when he's out at the Amish villa and he's like, "You guys know what the Bible says about forgiving people? Why don't you tell us?" Well, that's against it. That was good.
And they had a nice callback on that as well.
Yes, that was good. Some of my Murray lines I liked. Well, it's a small world when you got a great set of tits or whatever.
Oh yeah, we're getting to best lines. It's a small world when you got an unbelievable.
That's right.
Hits.
Yeah.
Another one of my best parts was Roy coming out of the barn being like, "Well, it took a while, but I got your cow milked."
Oh,
and they go, "We don't have a cow.
No, we
have a bull though." He goes, "I'm gonna brush my teeth."
Yeah.
That was great. Okay, well let's quickly move to worst parts. And Will, this is going to make you laugh. So here's what I wrote for worst parts. I know it's difficult, but if you had to come up with a weakness in the film, what would it be? That's what I wrote because I thought this was going to be a slam dunk.
That's awesome. Pre-prepping a line like that's amazing.
God, I think some of the gross out humor feels less rebellious and more filler in this movie for me some reason.
Yeah.
And the movie keeps hinting at emotional beats that it hasn't earned. So where it wants sincerity, it suddenly expects you to like meet that sincerity, but it hasn't earned it yet.
It worked for me. That part worked on me.
Okay.
Yep.
Well, I was just gonna say, yeah, I did think that for some of the jokes with the gross out humor, but I was constantly kind of reminding myself that it was the '90s, and like so, I was trying not to look at it through today's lens a little bit. The one joke that didn't land with me that I thought was like, even at the time, it felt like someone fighting for a joke they believed in really hard that just wasn't there. But the natives throwing out the trash on the highway and him having the tear come down it, I was like, yeah, okay, all right. It's like I felt like I knew what it was going to be as the car was driving down the road, and was like, oh god, here we go, you know.
That's a good shout out. I had two things on worst parts. First of all, I said, did we need more McCracken? I felt like he needed to be in the movie more. He actually wasn't in it that much, and when he was, he stole the show. And then the second thing is drinking Tanqueray and smoking cigarettes at breakfast.
Yeah. What was the lady's name in this movie? Nipples?
Her name was Claudia.
Vanessa Angel?
Yeah,
Vanessa
Claudia.
Angel's the actor, yeah.
Claudia, or the actor? Yeah, actress. I thought she was great in it, and I thought she was like a nice addition halfway through, and then she just disappears. Like they just kind of drop her off the face of a cliff until the end. They bring her back, but I didn't love that. I thought she was actually adding like a lot of good comedic element to like the trio, and then they just kind of wrote her out for the last act of the movie. So didn't love that.
By the way, her claim to fame is that she did the Weird Science TV series for 5 years.
That's right.
No way.
Yeah, she was the girl they built.
Oh, wow. Mm-hmm. Very cool. Yeah, she was a stunner in this. Worst parts? I said it already, but just a 90-minute plus comedy is always going to be like taxing. And the last act, I really didn't care. Like I kind of like just checked out near the end where like I thought Amish guy was going to go on to win the thing. That was the whole drive of the story. And then Roy just somehow learns how to bowl again with a prosthetic. I don't know. I just was like, what? Like,
I really liked the ending.
Well, it's like the whole thing. There's pacing issues, right? Like some of the scenes stretch, like they're waiting for a better version of themselves to arrive, and they don't.
I thought he did at the end. I agree.
Yeah.
With Olen, I liked Woody Harrelson's like emotional. I thought he did get growth at the end.
You know, this is really
Redemption.
interesting. This is really interesting how we're like completely split on this.
It is. It's fascinating. And I go into these, trying to guess what people are going to think about the movies, and this one has surprised me quite a bit. But I really like the ending. I like the redemption. Like, first of all, it was long ago that I saw it that I didn't remember how it ended. So did the switch, and Roy had to take over the bowling. I'm like, oh yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah.
And then when he lost, I'm like, wait a minute, wasn't he supposed to win?
Well, and if you think about him losing, like Will pointed out, Claudia was gone, and then he turned around and because his friend came and picked up the Amish guy, so he's on. So his whole emotional support system he's been building the whole movie, they're gone. Of course he loses the game. I mean, I guess technically Bill Murray wins it, but
I get it. I just
and it is like this morning I was in my local supermarket and there's a guy, what's his name? Can't remember his name right now, but we always chat and he works in the produce department and he's like, "What are you doing?" And I'm like, "Oh, I'm recording for the show." He's like, "Oh, which movie are you doing?" And I said this one, and he goes, "Oh, that's a classic." I'm like, "Okay."
Well, I never have any interest in talking you guys into liking a movie, but I'm with you, Matthew. I find it super interesting that you guys didn't like this. I really thought you would. But let's roll into favorite lines because there were some good ones, and I'm going to kick us off with, can you get sick from drinking your own piss? I think so. Even if it's your own?
yeah.
one of my favorite lines was the Amish guy, with those narrow hips, that woman couldn't have more than 6 or 7 kids.
Oh God,
That was awesome.
Yeah.
It's a great line.
I like. I think I tore my sack. I don't know. I just think
that
it's
was good.
funny.
Yep.
I'm not a loser. I'm just unlucky. You're about as useful as a one-legged man in an ass-kicking contest. Is a good. There's some good one-liners. Like we have a cow, we don't have a bull. We have a bull.
Yep.
But I also really like, for some reason, sometimes when I wake up in the morning, Mr. Kraken's already there. So Ishmael's like accidentally describing trauma with like total sincerity there.
I absolutely love them drinking in silence and Woody Harrelson snapping on a stranger, being like, "Who are you calling a psycho?" That was one of my favorite lines. I also really loved when him and Bill Murray at the very start are at that diner talking and eating, and every time Bill Murray goes or asks him a question, he puts a spoonful of food in his mouth right before he answers, and then Bill's like, "Okay, why don't you step outside and finish your meal and then come back in?" Thought that was good. I love the continual bit of whether he's showing his hand or his ring to people, they always go with whatever the opposite is. Like them being like, "What about this?" And like, "What am I going to do with a rubber hand?" I was going to say, and my top of the line bit, the whole movie, is him going into the pro tournament after 19-year absence and then being like, "Well, you haven't paid your dues. Let's see, 16 years plus the late fees. $38," and they're like, "Oh, it's over. We can't enter the tournament." Brilliant.
I love that.
I watched the movie 2012 last night, which is I love a good disaster movie, and Woody Harrelson's in it, and he plays this absolute nut job. When he's standing at the top of the mountain, and Woody Harrelson at his best is when he's absolutely bonkers, right? Like absolutely nuts. And I don't know, I think with this movie they didn't let him be bonkers enough.
Well, what I think is hilarious is that I got a long list of lines, and for the most part you guys haven't hit them yet. One that I'm going to use for myself from now on: "You're riding a gravy train with biscuit wheels." That's what I'm going to say every time things are going well. Hey, who's done more research on smoking than the American Tobacco Company, and why would they lie to us?
It's so true.
And the fact that line just works on him, and he's like, "Okay, I'll have one." That's great.
I got a hint for you. It's round, it's got 3 holes, and you stick your fingers in it. You leave Rebecca out of this.
That was good.
It must be tough when you're spanking your monkey. You have a monkey?
Have you ever seen that film, Spank the Monkey?
No.
Next pod.
Next pod.
Yeah.
It's great. It's about a guy who ends up accidentally sleeping with his mother.
Interesting. After that bowling story you told us.
Oh, please. Gross. That's disgusting.
Okay.
Callback.
Well, let me tell you guys how this movie did. Do you think it was successful?
Nah.
I think it was probably mediocre success.
You know why it wasn't successful? Is because the Amish community doesn't have movie theaters.
Oh, well, I forgot to ask you, what's your choice, this movie or Witness for Amish content?
Witness. Witness had Amish titties. This had nothing. It set it up a couple of times. All it had was the frozen nipples, that one scene. Although, by the way, back to best parts, I loved when he went to go get a beer and he came out with the puffiest nipples like I've ever seen on a man. I was like, ugh! But that was a good tag.
Good.
But no, Witness. I'd go Witness.
Okay. According to Box Office Mojo Worldwide, Kingpin was the 65th biggest earner at the box office in 1996. Another Randy Quaid classic.
That's actually a bit surprising with the number of comedians in this. You think it'd be anyway?
Agreed. It was beat by another Randy Quaid classic, Independence Day, which was the biggest earner this year. And that was one of his big roles. And Kingpin was beat by other comedies this year, including The Nutty Professor, which did 6 times the earnings of this. Beavis and Butthead got 3 times the earnings compared to this.
Great movie.
But it wasn't the bottom of the heap. You want to hear what it beat, Matthew?
Yes.
It beat Fargo.
No.
Yes, it did.
What?
It beat Fargo.
Wow.
It also...
But Fargo is art, though.
Fargo.
But I think it got its recognition after the release.
Correct.
Really?
That's
Okay.
right. And it also beat another Woody Harrelson film that came out this year, which I'm going to shout out as an excellent film, The People versus Larry Flint.
That is a great film.
Great movie. Courtney Love's in that as well. Like, that's a really good movie, and it beat it.
Oh, I also meant to ask. Sorry if this derails you at all, but is this the latest movie you guys have done for the pod? I was wondering how late you've done.
It might be.
No, we did one in the 2000s.
Okay.
No,
Oh,
did we?
We did a comedy from the 2000s, I think. Or
No, I don't think
was on
so.
it.
Our cutoff is basically around 2000. It needs to be old enough that you guys
Yeah.
were kids and didn't really watch it.
Yeah,
We did
I wasn't
Muriel's Wedding, which was 97.
Okay.
Yeah. I think that was the most recent one, Matthew.
Okay. Okay.
what about Jingle All the Way? Is that 90s?
Yeah, that's 90s.
Yeah.
That's like 90. That might be this year, 96.
What about that horrible Jack Frost?
Jack Frost.
Oh, you guys did Jack Frost?
Oh, did we ever?
We did 2 of them.
Matthew and I had
You did both? Oh, wow.
Matthew and I had a throwdown fight on Jack Frost. It was pretty entertaining.
Yeah. No worries.
By the numbers, budget was $27 million. What do you think it did at the box office?
35.
I'm gonna say it broke even, 25 or whatever.
Damn it! You guys are all around my guesses here. I'll say okay. I'll go a little higher. Then I'll say it made 40.
Will, 25 million.
Ooh.
Bang!
So it was a loser financially. But here's the question: did critics like it, and how did the audience really feel about this? Rotten Tomatoes.
Tomatoes. Critics, I'm gonna go 33%, and audience, I'll bump it up to 55.
Okay.
I'll go critics. I'll say 65, and audience. I think they're high. I'm gonna say 85.
Matthew, can you nail this one? You've been off your game the last couple of movies.
Yeah, I'd say critics 55. What did you guys say for audience?
I said 85.
What
Will
did you
said-
say, Will?
Low.
I said 33 and 55.
I can't get in the middle. I'll go audience 65.
Okay. Matthew, why did you think the critics would be so high if you didn't like this movie?
Because the structure of the film is actually okay. And like I said, there's a looseness to it that actually, I don't know how to explain it, but technically it really works. So I think that would get some scores for that. And I think that just because I didn't like it doesn't mean that other people won't. And as far as comedies go, the big stars and everything, I think the critics didn't want to piss off the big stars.
Well, really interesting. Critics 51. So half of the critics said this is good, get out and see it. Audience 69.
Okay.
That's
So scores, Will, you got a 32, Josh, you got a 30, and Matthew, you got an 8. So you're back.
Wow.
hey.
There you go.
I think the only thing that let me do that is I let these guys go to first, and I went in the middle.
Well, Matthew, that was a very punctilious guess of yours.
Right? I was like, I'm like, you're too low. You're probably too high. I'm just gonna stick it in the middle. So thank you, boys. I share
Absolutely.
this statue that is made of me on the top of this thing with you.
Well, let me give you guys a little bit of trivia. Not a ton of trivia on this one, but Peter Farrelly blames the box office failure on the 96 Olympics.
Interesting.
Yep. Bill Murray ad-libbed almost all of the lines in the film, as did Randy Quaid. He would read the script, get the general idea, and then throw it away.
Interesting.
I wonder if writers hate that.
I think
I'm
it all
sure.
depends on who you work with and maybe also who you are as an actor. I'm sure Bill Murray could get away with it with anybody.
But the lines were so good from both those guys. Like if they're just ad-libbing
Yeah,
it,
but like if you're a writer and you've like poured your heart and soul into like a script.
I think some would, some wouldn't. I think to see your general themes coming out with Bill Murray's lines would be amazing. So on casting, Chris Farrelly was offered the role of Ishmael.
That would have been way better.
I mean, crazy, yeah.
Yeah, he would have been funny.
Would have been better.
Michael Keaton was originally considered for the role of Roy Munson, and Jim Carrey was first choice for Ernie McCracken.
No.
I would have liked Jim Carrey, but I wouldn't have liked Keaton.
Nicolas Cage turned down the role of Munson. He would have been good.
That
Good.
would have been good. That would have been good.
Well, I don't know if I would have agreed with that.
And I don't know, he's kind of a cardboard actor, isn't he?
Nicolas Cage?
Yep.
Yeah. He's like he's like a
No.
cardboard.
I won't stand for that.
Move the string and his cardboard mouth goes.
Tell me the last comedy you've laughed out loud with Nicolas Cage, please.
Nicolas Cage? The comedy?
Raising Arizona. Leaving Las Vegas.
Well, I mean, comedy's not his forte, but he's a tremendous actor.
He did a few good movies at the beginning, but
A few?
Oh, no.
Hold on. Stop the pod.
Listen, I'm not
Press
saying
pause.
I'm not saying I don't like Nick Cage. I'm saying Nick Cage would not have made Kingpin a better movie.
I'm not saying I don't like him either. I enjoy lots of his movies, but he kind of has one sort of way of acting.
Yeah, over the top.
It's like intense, and I'm just going to look at you and be really intense, and that's how I am.
That's a great impression.
It's like
actually.
breathy. It's like breathy. What's his name? Jack Bauer from 24.
Kiefer
What's his name?
Sutherland.
Sutherland. Oh, that's how he acts.
This is upsetting. This is ruining my whole day. He's a tremendous.
Now you know how I feel when you said you didn't like Kingpin.
Well, if it's any consolation, I love Nick Cage. I will.
Can we put a Nick Cage on the slate, please?
No, I love Nicolas Cage as well, but
Yes.
he's not a great actor.
Okay. I hope your husband steals all your clothes after this episode. That is slanderous.
Okay, quick question for you guys before I leave this section. So, one of the actors was a legit good bowler, and one of them was not. Which was which? Bill Murray or Woody Harrelson?
Bill Murray.
Yeah,
is
Murray.
a
They
good
showed a lot of his shots going down the lane, so I would guess that too.
I was gonna say Woody.
Okay, Bill Murray legit loves bowling, and he really bowled 3 strikes in a row, and the crowd's reaction is genuine. Woody Harrelson, on the other hand, was a terrible bowler. He practiced for months to look like a legitimate bowler and still couldn't throw it, so they had to cut away from him every time.
Damn, could have fooled me.
Woke or joke, the whole movie?
Yeah, I mean a lot of it's old '90s, slapstick,
Little gross
dirty,
out humor,
raunchy.
yeah.
Yeah, they were going for
supposed to be-
raunchy.
It's supposed to be what it is.
Nothing stood out as like, ooh, shouldn't have done that. But like, I don't know. There's a lot of misogyny probably.
Yeah.
That probably doesn't.
But I think the point of it is it's like, but it was never malicious. Like when Bill Murray's character spoke, it was just the fact that he had.
This guy is out of touch, and
He's so out of touch, so
Yeah.
that's what made it funny. Because it's like whatever into his head goes out of his mouth, and that was the funny part, right? Not necessarily what he was saying, just he has no clue, right, of how rude he is.
like I love him too, Woody Harrelson being like, "Listen, for a couple of years, I felt really bad about that thing," and then him bringing it up 5 minutes later, like, "You still harping on that? Like, we were over this."
Yeah, he played it so well. Well, however you guys felt about this movie, I promise you there's others who liked it more or less than you. For this movie, there was a massive 52 10-star reviews out of 262 reviews. So, someone called Lammy Pie. This is crude, rude, and downright funny film. It helped that I grew up near the Pennsylvania Dutch and plenty of bowling lanes. There you go. Ray 280 gives us a fact check. This film captured bowling's underbelly, where the pro stars sometimes have to supplement their income the old-fashioned way by taking it directly from obvious weaker bowlers who somehow manage to be convinced to risk their money. If you think this is a parody of bowling, the joke may be on you. Hang around enough lanes, certain places you might see these guys. Just be careful if they look drunk and want to play for money. I was actually surprised by that.
That's true. Yeah,
And-
these are real people.
Actually, I wanted to ask you guys about that scam too. When you bet for money and then people get mad that you're good and you win, you still made the bet, right?
Absolutely.
Part of what,
What
you're
about-
betting on is whether the guy's any good or not.
But what
Yeah.
about if you didn't have the money, like at the household?
Oh yeah,
That's a gray area.
that is a.
But
gray
there's
area.
also sharks, right? Like pretending you're really bad and then like nailing them.
A reviewer called Anaconda says, poetically, I might add, no gutter balls here.
I'd like to meet Anaconda.
Let the audience know that Mathew just stuck out his tongue after he said that.
And one last 10-star review, John Broadway says, rubber hand bowler, Amish, condoms, Bill Murray, how much better can this get?
Oh, God.
I agree.
One thing I was going to say too, I was surprised going into it because I didn't think too many of the jokes about the Amish were like bad. I kind of expected them. There's people that you could really try and go after if you wanted to. I didn't think it did that with hate, which is
Yeah.
nice.
There's nothing wrong with the Amish.
Another funny scene I loved in the Amish part is the barn raising when the lunch comes and he runs and the
so-
wall falls.
So good.
Have you guys ever done a barn raising? It's really cool. I was part of one when I was young. Like the entire community comes together and like puts a structure up that would take one farmer a long time to do, and you all do it together. There's really something quite beautiful about it.
Yeah, we talked about this on the Witness episode.
Oh, yeah,
that
we
there's,
did,
There's a
didn't we?
lot of positives about that Amish lifestyle.
Yeah,
I think the no internet is bad, but the rest of it seems pretty good.
I know,
Also,
state
of all
of
the
world
sports
right
that
now.
you would go into that you would think the Amish would be acceptable, I feel like bowling
Would be bowling,
Bowling's got to
yeah.
be one of them, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly. I also kind of like the
can't really see it.
grandpa when there was thunder and he said, "I guess God's bowling in heaven." That was a nice.
what
touch.
would be like the least Amish? What's the least Amish sport? Would it be gymnastics?
Laser tag.
Pac-Man.
Is that a sport or is that a game?
Anything involving electricity.
I just wanted to think of a funny answer.
Okay, let's hear from the 1 stars. So there
They'd
were
be good on the pommel horse.
All right.
This is my horse, Pomela.
okay. You need to be scripted. Bill Murray can be unscripted.
Pomela
You need
the
to be
horse.
scripted.
Pomela the horse.
Mathew, you didn't like this movie, but you thought that joke was funny.
That joke was hilarious.
Okay, let me give you the 1 stars. So someone called Marmaduke Grove is pretty judgy and says to anyone who liked this, you people are messed up. Someone called Vegan Bliss is one of those people that I really hate because they opened their review by saying I couldn't get past the first hour. So they're apparently
I'm
vegan
not going to
too.
listen to anyone named Vegan Bliss. Anaconda, I'll do anything you say. Vegan Bliss, no.
And final
Anaconda can be judgy with me if he wants to.
Final review. This is not only the worst comedy of 1996, but one of the worst in history. The movie didn't
that's a
make
bit
me
much.
laugh or smile without an atom of exaggeration. Movies like this prove the collapse of civilization and the withdrawal of man to savagery. Funny for you or not, just give it some thought. Maybe you'll be scared like me.
At least it was well written.
Well, here's the important question. The professionals, Siskel and Ebert, you guys, is there any hope they liked it?
No.
I think one of them did and one of them didn't.
Will, what do
one
you
of those
think?
movies.
Siskel and Ebert?
They're going to hate it.
Okay, I got a surprise for you guys. Ebert says it is easily the funniest movie of the year. Siskel was laughing in the background while Ebert was talking. He admired how the actors were fearless and willing to do anything for a laugh and loved what they call truly weird characters. Siskel said that while he usually has mostly unpleasant experiences at the movies, that's weird for a movie critic, he said it was nothing but huge laughs at the screening of this movie. He said it was
Wow.
brilliant and he can't wait to see it again. 2 thumbs up.
Wow. Okay, that's a
mind-blowing.
surprise. I thought it'd be
Yeah.
fitty.
I didn't think they would like it because they're generally a little bit snobby.
Yeah, that's what I thought too.
But
They hate slapstick.
they loved it. Literally, if you watch their review of this, they're laughing while they're talking, thinking about the movie. So,
I do think it had maybe the best hair in comedy history.
for sure,
With the 3 mains haircuts, I think we're all great.
for sure. Remake. Does this movie deserve a remake or sequel?
No.
No, it'll be terrible, probably.
No.
No, let it die.
There's no unresolved itch that I need scratched from this movie.
Yeah, I agree. Kind of one and done, but I did love it. So that takes us to the final category, Too Old or Pure Gold. I think I know how this is going to go down.
You know, you watch it, I watched it, and I thought, I've met these guys. Then I kind of laughed a bit, and then I totally forgot about it. And I think that's exactly why this is too old, because it's not offensive. It's not broken. It's just completely lightweight. And it's a movie that kind of understands what it should have been doing, but didn't feel that compelled to do much about it. So it's too old.
I am inclined to agree. I'm going to say too old. If you cut 40 minutes of it, I'll give it a gold maybe.
If you cut an hour and a half of it.
Yeah.
Well,
Josh.
yeah, no surprise here, but pure gold for me.
Yeah, and for me, I give it a pure gold. And I'll say it again, I love this movie. It's in one of my top 10 comedies of all time. It is just endless small little gags, and it is a movie, for me anyhow, that you can watch multiple times because you'll see different things. And if you do watch it again, and I know Will and Mathew, you're probably not going to, but Josh, if you've still got the rental, you watch it again, watch the background. Watch some of the other characters and watch some of the things in the background, just the choices of props, the secondary, the background characters. They're all so funny. They made good choices.
Another one I really loved that I never mentioned was when he decides to bowl finally, when Woody Harrelson decides to bowl and he walks into the alley like he owns it and grabs that guy's food off his plate and takes a bite, and then the guy runs back over and is like, "What the hell, man?" And takes it. He's like, "Oh, sorry."
I'm doing a tally of the movies that I have to pay to rent for when we actually make money off this podcast, and I have a list of ones where I was fine with spending my money, and then a list of where I want my money back, and this is in the I want my money back one.
Yeah, put me on that tab, please.
I'll add it to the bill. Okay, well, I appreciate you guys doing it, even though you didn't like it. Josh, thanks for backing me up on this one.
It's fine. It's fun to watch.
Yep.
And
No, it was good at. It was good
Just
at.
watching him count his fingers on his rubber hand. 1, 2.
Yeah,
Come on,
loved it.
so good. No, I appreciate you guys doing it. It's always a good discussion, and thank you.
Great pod, you guys.
Yeah, thanks for having me back.
Have a great rest of your weekend.
You as well.
too.